Masturbation.
Why are you watching?
What the fuck is that? Dude, we can't afford a John Williams fanfare. That shit's expensive.
Ah, fuck it. Just start the show.
In order to do it.
That's the only way I'm getting my money's worth. Who wants to start? I only got 3.
Well, you can start.
All right. My first one.
3, that'll still take us fucking all night.
That's all right, too. I just want to point out, I love this Pope. Do you know, the Pope has made 2 decisions. This is important. It's why it needs to be in the news. The Pope has made 2 decisions in the last month that are landmark and have not gotten any press, or at least not nearly enough. The first one is, he said evolution is real, which is a big deal coming from the Pope.
Okay.
It is, well, it is real. We know it's real, but...
He said evolution is real.
Yeah.
He didn't say Darwinism is real.
No, but it doesn't matter.
You stop and let him finish telling the story.
No, because he...
No, you do. You do.
Evolution is real, and that's a big deal coming from the Pope. The other thing, which I just got the news story on today, is he said to the clergy that we need to stop treating divorcees and the children of divorced parents as if they were excommunicated. The church needs to be welcome and open to these people. And that's a huge deal, too. That's a huge deal. So, I'm
not sitting there.
Why not?
Because I don't like the cheese.
No.
I want this one.
I think that needs to be mentioned. I think Francis needs credit for doing good things.
You forgot the third thing that the Pope said.
What have you done?
That global warming is a real thing.
Oh, yeah, he did say global warming is a real thing.
So is the Ice Age.
The Ice Age is a real thing, too. But for the Pope to say that...
Well, yeah, those other 2 things are monumental.
They're monumental. Right, from the Pope.
From the Pope.
That's huge.
Considering that means that...
I'm kind of curious of what the Cardinals had to say
after
the Pope said that.
The Bible, the Genesis story in the Bible does not in any way contradict the evolution other than the 7 days start.
Nothing.
I didn't mean it did. I just think that it's... as far as the church practicing, the Catholic Church practicing, and I don't want to say shunning, but looking down upon being divorced. You know what I mean? And now the Pope is saying it's okay.
He's not saying divorce is okay.
He's saying don't shun them.
Right. He's saying you can't shun these people.
Is what it should be, but in the same aspect, they look down on polygamy, which actually there's parts of that in the Bible.
Lots
so.
of it.
So they're half-assed.
He also told them that while doctrinally they do not accept homosexual marriage, that the church needs to be more open to homosexuals who aren't priests.
That fucking
They should
communist. Oh, that's right, he is a communist.
Oh, speaking of communists, and along the same church line, China is making churches take down the cross. In China, they have a 30-day window.
Yeah, isn't it because it's either obstructing or it's... What was the other thing? It's this eyesore?
I assume it would be an eyesore for the communist president or whatever.
It's a graven image anyway, so take it the fuck down.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like the 2nd commandment. Graven images, or 3rd. It's in the first 4. Thou shalt not
Idolatry.
Idolatry? Well, not adultery, but idolatry. Graven images specifically
Thou shalt
mentioned.
not have no other God before me. That one.
Right.
Is that the third one?
No, that's the first one. I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt have no other God before me. But there's one specifically about graven images. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, whatever. It's in the commandments. Take the fuck thing down anyway. The rule book says no. But hey, I didn't write the fucking rule book. I'm just saying if it's your rule book, you should play by it. Or elect Roger Goodell Pope. Those are your two options. If you're going to be hypocrites.
Could happen.
I like it. I think it's long overdue because it's
What?
the fact that he's saying, hey, you know, you might not
Oh.
agree with this shit, but these people still believe in God. To me, it's
God's loving his church should be too.
well, only the New Testament God is loving.
Yeah.
The old one is kind of a dick.
But I think it's monumental that the Pope has made these announcements.
Especially coming from a pope who was a Hitler Youth.
No, that was the last one.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the one that stepped
That was
out.
Benedict, the one that
He
stepped
retired.
down.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's
It's
the
still
one. He
monumental.
actually brought them.
He retired
JP2
and he's still alive.
Yes,
That's
JP2 brought the
amazing.
Catholic Church kicking and screaming into the 19th century. We were in the 20th century at the time, but he brought them up to the 19th. Benedict worked really hard to undo all that stuff, and then he
The
stepped
Catholic
down.
Church has never been in the 20th century.
No, but now Pope Francis is bringing them into the 20th century.
Yeah, well,
The rest of us are in the 21st
He's
already.
probably going to die pretty soon.
He
too,
is. He's
so.
going to be assassinated by one of the cardinals.
But
Assassination is such a
the
such a
Illuminati.
harsh word. It's going to be. He's going to like be poisoned.
No, I don't.
Because that's different.
Well, hey,
Yes, it is.
we're talking about religion.
He'll
Let's
die
use the right
peacefully
word.
in his sleep.
He'll be sacrificed. He'll be sacrificed. I
We
agree
should be
with that.
recording all this.
We are.
We are.
Oh, okay.
And
That's what the red
I
button
give
means.
3 fucks at the Pope. 4. I give 4 fucks at the Pope is making these announcements. I can't give 5 because I'm not religious, so it really doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. But I think it's huge. I feel bad for very religious people, very devout Catholics, like we have relatives that are, who now have to change what they believe for hundreds of years because the Pope is infallible. But which is also doctrine. It's not my fault. Again, I didn't write the fucking rules. Don't chastise me for playing by them. But I give 4 fucks.
Well,
Only 'cause I
actually,
can't give
it's
5.
not doctrine. It's just what the Pope said. You don't have to believe this.
Well, no, that's
Just because the Pope came along, you got to have like a Vatican III or an act of Congress or something in order for this to actually be in the church. All he was a man, well, above all of us. Of course.
Right, he's the vicar of Christ. He's not just
That's
a man.
right. He is above all of us, and all he did was make these comments and said, "This is what we should do." But as far as it, like I said, I would like to hear what the Cardinals had to say about that.
it's already in the church, though.
But it doesn't.
He also
Him just
published-
saying it doesn't make it
No, it.
law.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a papal bull.
I went to my grandson's baptism in a Catholic mass, first one I'd ever been to, and one of the messages that the priest father
right, the priest.
gave was one of his main messages is how you're supposed to be more accepting to the LGBT community. That you're certainly not supposed to scoff at them or look down at them. They're people just like everybody else that's sitting in his church, and they sin no more or no less than the person sitting next to you.
And
That's exactly what he said
But
during his sermon.
that-
I was like,
but
"Oh,
that
that's
doesn't-
very progressive."
But
for a
that's
Catholic
isn't-
mass."
fucking
no.
amazing for a
Yeah.
Catholic
You don't.
mass.
It's the same thing. The church is the same thing
Yeah.
as Congress, and they all have to sit down and agree to this. This isn't doctrine. This is just what they're saying at this point. This doesn't make it just because
Well, the next
it's
Pope
not
won,
like
really.
God said it. He's the
Well,
Pope.
actually, no, that's
He's the head of the church.
It's the vicar
He
of Christ.
speaks for God. I understand that. But I am a Roman Catholic, and I also understand that this just doesn't happen overnight.
Well, no.
Just because he
They
said
don't.
it.
What, yeah,
No.
the Catholic.
I'm pretty
Catholic
sure
Church
that
is,
I'm pretty sure that they would disagree with you on that. But hey,
no, the Catholic Church is not a congressional.
I know what the
thing.
Catholic
it is a
Church is.
dictatorship ruled by the Pope.
Well,
the Catholic Church is not a dictatorship ruled by
What
the Pope.
he says goes.
There's actually a difference between Roman Catholics and Catholics.
Yeah,
Right.
there is. Well, no, not really.
the Roman
because
Catholic Church is
the
a
Roman
specific
Catholic
thing.
Church
Catholics
is the
supposed to be
Vatican.
universal. Yeah.
And the Catholic Church is still the Roman Catholic Church. Because the American Catholics tried to break away from the church once before. It didn't happen.
Because they couldn't
and
take
the
Pope
Orthodox were
said
brought
no.
back in.
And the Pope said no. But we can still say we're not part of the church if we want to, but no, the Pope says things, but it's not really doctrine unless they all get together and have a beer and vote on it or whatever.
Well, even so,
pass the hat and get a half barrel, and
even so, the Pope just
it's
the Pope
amazing
saying
that
it's amazing.
him saying it is amazing.
How many fucks you give?
I give it 20 fucks. I'm a Roman Catholic, man. I think it's awesome he came out and said this shit.
I give it 1 fuck, just on the basis of this is why I don't believe in organized religion. This is what we practice and preach, and this is how you're supposed to do it. And then, oh, you're gay? No, we don't like you. You know.
See, but that's changing for the first time in my
I
life.
understand that. But you have people who sit there and say it's okay until they go to church on Sunday and say it's not okay. But then they still preach that we got to treat everybody equally. Yeah, kudos, great, about damn time. But fuck you, you're a day late, dollar short. The rest of the world is better than you.
Point of interest: the church is never $1 short. Ever,
No, they're
ever,
not.
ever.
They're the highest profiting business in the
Yeah,
fucking
even
world.
after they pay off those little kitty pedophiles,
They are
they're still
never
gonna have a few
$1
bucks.
short.
Right.
They may be a day late, but they're never $1 short.
So I give a fuck just because this is one of the reasons I hate organized religion.
But organized crime is okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just wanted
I'll
to
say
that.
2.
2.
I'm not Catholic, so I really don't care that much, but for them, it's a good step forward.
Well, like I said,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I'm
religious
just
at
saying.
all,
Right.
but it's huge. So okay, that was my story.
It's 100 years late.